Hello friends, this is Satinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed immigration consultant. So today's video is very special. Before moving on to the video, I would request you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe to the channel. In this channel, we talk about Canadian immigration related updates. So please like the video if you find it good, and share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit from this video. Now, today's video is about NOC. NOC. So this is NOC to TEER. We are talking about NOC code moving on to TEER. Very important, very essential for you to understand what is NOC and how it is moving to TEER, how it's going to impact you. So stay tuned till the end. Let's get started. NOC. So first question you will ask, why is NOC important to me? Well, NOC is important to you from many angles. Why? Because if you want to come to Canada as PR, or if you want to come to Canada as a worker, or if you want to even as a student also, I'll take down why it is important in here. So why is NOC important? Because if you want to planning to immigrate to Canada under express entry, you need a proper NOC code to be documented on your application. NOC code, whether you are applying under FSW, whether you are applying under Canadian Experience Class, whether you are applying under Federal Skilled Trade, any category you are applying, you need to have a proper NOC code on your application. And if you are also planning to immigrate via any of the pilot programs, I have shared videos regarding Caregiver pilot program. So all those pilot programs, whether Caregiver pilot program, whether it is Atlantic immigration pilot, or agri-food pilot, or it is a rural and northern immigration pilot, any pilot again requires a proper NOC code on your application. So this is for immigration. Now, when we talk about, even if you planning to come on a work permit, you need a proper NOC code for your occupation. So that's for even for the PNP category, you need a NOC code. All those PNP programs, I have shared a couple of videos on PNP draws and PNP programs. So if you haven't watched, you can have a look on the channel. PNP again requires to have a NOC code. As a worker, also, if you are planning to come as a temporary program, also you need to have temporary foreign worker, also need to have a NOC code. And lastly, if you are a student and you want to immigrate, you want to have come under a particular Canadian Experience Class, then also you need to know which NOC code suits you best, so you can prepare ahead of time, right? So that's where also the student also needs to know about the NOC code. A correct NOC code makes a major difference in your approval. Now, the first question you will ask, okay, I understand NOC is important now, but what is actually NOC? Well, NOC is, if you see, it's an acronym. NOC is National Occupational Classification. It's a Canada's system of classifying the jobs found throughout the Canadian market, right? And then the NOC is useful not only for the government, but it is also useful for the job seekers to know the job description, because the job description, what exactly each job has in it, and it gives the educational requirement also. It provides the required skills which you need for that NOC. It tells you what are the related occupations to that NOC. So NOC, understanding not just NOC but its finer details is very important for you. And then also, as I said, NOC is being used by IRCC. And now, next question, you probably thinking, okay, I understood what is NOC now and what is NOC important to me. Now you will think, who is responsible for NOC? Of course it's government, right? But which department in government is responsible for it? So department which is responsible for this is called the Employment and Social Development Canada, which is ESDC. The same department which we deal with LMIs also. So they are responsible for this NOC code. Because NOC code involves so much of data, so much of information, that Alone, ESDC cannot also handle this. They need the historical data, future predictions, lot of information is required. They need, when we say data, then they need help of Stats Canada. Yes, you guessed it right. It is Stats Canada. So together, they develop and maintain these NOC codes. NOC code was actually introduced first time in 1990 and it was updated every 5 years. So last time it was updated was 2016. NOC code is kind of overhauled after 10 years. So 2016 and after next 5 years, 2021. If you add 2016, 5 years, you will 2021. But 2021 is a 10-year period also. So it is overhaul time. So now the NOC code is already introduced on 21st September 2021. That is the exact date when it was introduced. It's not implemented, it's introduced, right? So it's already there. You can go into I'll post the link in the description box. So it's already there. You can see what NOC code and 2021 NOC code is. You can check on the website link, which I'll share in the description. But it's not been implemented. 2022, around September or June, July time frame, we are expecting that government will introduce and implement this for the immigration purposes, the new NOC 2021, which is called TEER system. So we'll talk about it, but before, since right now NOC 2016 is used, so right now that system is used, so you need to understand completely that system, because if you are applying the files, it is going under 2016 NOC right now. So how is 2016 NOC organized? 2016 NOC is basically a 4-digit code, numbers, right? So here we are talking about 4 numbers, which is a classification of 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one which I've just taken here is broad occupational category, which together with skill level makes it a major group. Then the third is minor group, and the fourth one is a unit group. Now, there is many times I've seen the word skill level being used. So, where the skill level is here, skill level is basically the amount of education and training. For each job, you need certain amount of education, certain qualification. So that qualification is shown in the skill level. So basically 4 possible skill levels are shown here. 4 skill levels are A, B, C and D. For A level skill category, so A level is one where university education is required. B is where college education is required. C is where high school, which is called +2, right? So high school or secondary school level education is required. And for D category, occupation on the job training is required. Remember one important thing, skill level is not part of the NOC code, but skill level is used for the immigration purposes. So understanding the skill level is very important. As I said, skill level, it's we got the alphanumeric system. So alpha number, we have given you that A to D, right? And then digit number is also there. There is 0 to 7. Sorry, 0 to 7, and it is 8. Total 8 numbers are there. So A occupation A has 2 skill digit numbers, which is 0 and 1. And then similarly B has 2 and 3, C has 4 and 5, and D has 6 and 7. So the mapping of broad occupational category is done against skill level. So skill level is on the x-axis and broad occupational category is on the y-axis, and the mapping is done. So if you see 0 is management occupation A, B, C, D. That's the skill levels which are depicted here, and it's mapped again broad occupational categories, which are from 1 to 9. Okay, so now to understand, because it's a little complicated to understand, so to understand it's better to use an example. So when we use an example, 4-digit NOC code for baker, let me take an example of baker. So if I take an example of baker, the first digit, which is 6, is basically a broad occupational category, and next digit, which is 3, is called skill level. the next digit, which is together they make it as a major group, as I already told you. So 63 is a major group. So within 63, not just bakers, but something related to bakery occupations also do come into play. So then there is minor group, then there is unit group, right? So total code for a baker is 6332. Major group 63, which represents supervisor and specialized occupations, because that's where you are doing the baker's job, and then 6332 is the total code. So now I'm taking an example of another NOC code of software engineer. So for a software engineer, the category is 2. That's a broad occupational category, or which is called as a skill type. So skill type is 2 and skill level is 1. Remember, 1 is where you need a university education, right? For a software engineer, you cannot have a person with a college education. You need to have a university education, master's or bachelor, whatever, either BTech or MTech or whatever, BE engineering, but you need to have that. So 1 is where it is showing you need to have a skill level 1 university education. 7 is called the minor group, and then 3 is the unit group. So that's how it is shown. So broad category, which is skill type, is 2, and then 1 is a skill level university education. 2, which represents 21 together, is a broad category, which means professional occupations and applied sciences. So within 21, there could be many such codes which have 21 starting, and the minor group and unit group changes. So it could be something else, right? So it could be data analysts, it could be not just engineers, could be different kind of engineers, but 21 is the broad, together makes a major category. So then we have a minor group, and then we have a lastly unit group. Now, since we already talked about NOC, let's talk about TEER. So TEER is also an acronym. TEER is what is called Training, Education, Experience and Classification. TEER is again just like we have seen the skill levels over there, 4 skill levels. In TEER it is 6. So it is 0 to 5, 6 TEER levels. Let's look at it. So these are the TEER levels 0 to 5, and now NOC 2021, which is called TEER, right? So don't get confused. TEER is NOC 2021, right? So NOC 2021, first of all, it is a 5-digit code, not 4-digit code. Major difference. Remember it. It's not a 4-digit code. It's a 5-digit code. Now let's look at it. So first digit is broad occupational category. Second is TEER category. The third one, which is a newly introduced category, is called sub-major group. The fourth one is minor group, and the fifth one lastly is unit level. So these are the 5 categories here, 5 digits of the TEER category, and that's how it is depicted. Now I'm taking another example once again of the baker. So we discussed the baker previously, same example I'm taking. For now the baker has changed to 63202. So broad occupational category, TEER category is 3, sub major group is 2, minor group 0, unit group 2. So similarly for software engineer, 2 1 2 3 1. So this is the category for software engineer. Again, some major category, some major group is a newly introduced thing. So here, understanding the NOC code with the example. So broad occupational category is 2, which could have natural and applied sciences. Many occupations, broad, many occupations are listed in this. So TEER requires a university education, which is next digit, and then major group, professional occupations in natural and applied sciences. That's number 2. Then sub major group, which is shown with here by number 1, and lastly the unit group, which is 1. So here previously you have seen the mapping was done in broad occupational category. The broad occupational category, the mapping was done with the help of skill level. Here the mapping was done with TEER categories. So now moving on, the main difference I have tried to put the main differences which are between NOC 2016 and NOC 2021, which is called TEER. So the main differences are 4-digit, 5-digit, 4 skill level, 6 skill level from 0 to 5. In NOC 2016, the skill level was 4, A, B, C, D. So 4 level arrangement, 6 level, 5 tier arrangement. Then example I have taken 63302. Here Baker's code has changed to 63202. The problem was with the previous system, the coverage of jobs was not completely done. So this new system came in, so it has much bigger coverage of new job titles. Difference between NOC 2016 and 2021 is that I have tried to give in the details over here. You can also do that. You can go in and I will provide the link in the description box. So you can go and look into this 2021, which is tier system. You can map your 2016 to 2021 in this. And that's pretty much simple. You can just put the 2016 there and 2021. You can get the new NOC code for this. Now, net change which has happened because of NOC 2021 as compared to 2016 is there in broad category remained the same. There were 10 in the broad category in both. Major group in case of 2016 NOC system was 40, which has moved to 45. Right, there is a net change of 5. Sub-major group was, there was no category by the name of sub-major group. So 89 sub-major group were introduced in the new system. And then minor group were 162 here in new system, whereas previously it was just 140. So plus 22 is a change. Unit group, 500 were there in the previous system. In the new system, 516 are there. So basically what net change happened is, in NOC 2021, 7 unit groups were eliminated totally. Now, what happens because of robotics, because of so much automation and many other development in science and technology, some jobs totally become outdated. So they were eliminated. And 23 new unit groups were added, resulting in the net difference 23 minus 7 is 16. So the net difference is 16, which is 516 you can see here. So unit group in the 2016 was 500 and unit group in the new system is 516. Now, if I see the distribution, so if you see the previous distribution of the NOC code, so it is skill level B has highest share, which is 42%. And newer system has a more wider distribution. So tier level 0 has 9%, tier 1 19, tier B which was 42% over there, in comparison tier 2 which is 31% here. So tier 3 13%, tier 4 18 and tier 5 9%, more wider distribution. Now here I'm going to tell you what is expected impact. This is expected, not guaranteed, right? So I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball in my hand. I can tell you with surety that something will happen like this, but this is what, since we are into this trade, we can tell you this is the possibility. Remember the word possibility. Impact of NOC 2021, which could be expected, right? Some jobs in the express entry system will not qualify for express entry system. Right, some jobs which are currently you are qualifying under, and I'm taking a specific example of administrative assistant. So administrative assistant under present NOC code is qualified under NOC B category and they can apply under Canadian experience class. Their NOC code is 1241. Now the problem is, with the introduction of the new system, those students who are working here in Canada on that NOC code, they will not be able to qualify. So administrative assistant job code, the new job code, NOC code which has come up is 13110 and it comes into category 3, tier 3 of the tier system. And if, for example, if government decides we will give immigration under Canadian immigration class or any other class to 0, 1, 2 and 3. So 3 will be out and only 0, 1 and 2 will get the express entry system. So maybe, the new immigration plan is coming up. I will share the video on that as it will come up. So Minister will announce it most likely in mid of February, and I will share in detail analysis of that new immigration plan. For now, it is coming up, and most likely new streams will be introduced by Minister, but that's what we are hoping for. Maybe new streams will be introduced, temporary programs may be introduced. That's what we hope, right? So currently and in future, so right now what's happening is 0, A and B. These three categories are going into the express entry system, right? So in future, it could be that tier system 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There could be only 0, 1, 2 tiers are allowed. So NOC 0 is tier 0 kind of mapped with it. A can be mapped with tier 1 and NOC B can be mapped with tier 2. Here the problem is, this is where Canadian experience class, which can impact students and a lot of workers here, because 211 jobs in this category are there, whereas in tier 2 only 164, and about 47 jobs move to tier 3. So you can see, if tier 3 doesn't qualify into the express entry system, your dreams of getting a PR gets shattered. So right here, I tried to explain you NOC and tier system. The NOC one is an old system and tier system will be the new system, which will be implemented soon by IRCC. So in case you need any more help, you can reach out to us. You can go back on the video also, you can reach out to us also. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We talk a lot of latest news and information about Canadian immigration on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. But before that, I also want to tell you that we have our office in Brampton, and our email and phone numbers are listed here in case you want to get in touch with us right now. Thank you for watching.